Welcome back on Diamond. Today I want to propose you a video about
the unboxing and review about the White Dwarf issue 454 released by the Game Soul Shop for June 2020. But before to go to make the review about this White Dwarf, I want to make an announcement, and it's that it's going to be summer. Okay, it's not an announcement itself, but because I'll have some problems about my overheating of my notebook, I'll bring you less weak videos, but not less videos, cause I'll try to make shorter videos about specific themes. So I'll bring you the unboxing of some miniatures and the unboxing of the new set box of the 9th edition. And I'll bring you also the videos about the rules for the 9th edition and eventually facts and so on that will exit. But because this I prefer to make a bit maybe shorter videos and more frequent. So for example, each day I propose you a phase of the 9th edition, so to bring you everything, and obviously you have to give me a bit of time to read, analyze and bring you, so there will be such a thing that you have to consider. So because this, use the comments to write what you'd like that I go to analyze. For example, if you have some question about or you want that a certain themes I analyze it better. Because for example, for what I've seen, the General Handbook 2020, I not have a lot of things to analyze afterward, the unboxing and the things itself. So if you have a specific theme, write me so that at least I know that I had to prepare such videos. I can't promise you that I'll be able to bring you immediately, but surely in September I'll bring, maybe realizing some special releasing, so I can have also that option. Because the problem is the temperature that my notebook has to work with, and it's odd, so I prefer to use for some specific videos till the temperatures come a bit lower, so in September. So use the comments about specific themes, so I know that I can start to make and think about certain videos that you can be interested about. Obviously about the Warhammer 40k, I realized something specific about the Blood Angels and the Necrons, but I not yet decided if to bring them in August or in September directly, so that I have a bit of time to make some analysis more deep or so on. So eventually write me if you are interested in something else or about these Blood Angels and Necrons, some specific analysis. So we can yet see that the art box here is related about one of the main things that it's inside this White Dwarf, and it's about the Orks, and it's really quite interesting. So now we can go to move and see the contents inside, because it's quite big and quite rich of contents, this White Dwarf. Here we have the theme of the White Dwarf. Here we have the alternative cover that it's discovered without any writing. Here the main theme about, one of the main theme about this White Dwarf, that are the Lumineth, the new army about Age of Sigmar released. Then here we can find the contents inside the White Dwarf. And here we can find the mailing of the readers to the White Dwarf itself. And we can find really quite interesting things. For example, this model that it's a Space Marine that it's on the same position and painting of the one that is the artwork that has been released with a White Dwarf. So it's a way to make some ideas of what we can arrive to, but not think that, oh my god, it's too difficult. Simply think that, oh, it's a nice idea, I can take some ideas about some detail, or think other simple modifications, some scheme of colors. Think also about these models. For example, this one, it's really a complex model, but it's quite amazing if you think to take only some parts of such modification, of such personalization. Also here you can see that you need only simple things to personalize a lot of army. So take note, think about these models. They are really quite simple, but what changes it's such small details that realize and create something really special. Also here some little modification and you can personalize your army, your models. So I think that it's quite worth. Here instead we have the part about an article of Phil Kelly that talk about how you can, from small warbands, you can call them, for small amount of models, create new army or test new games. So it's up to you decide how you want to develop them. And I think that it's quite interesting, this article, because it's the base that you can find also in my channel. Because you can modify, for example, change the base, you monetize the base and can change the game that you want to play, or monetize the arms, the weapons, and you can change the environment of the mod itself. So I suggest you to play with such models, because I think that it's quite interesting that way. Here we have the part about Warhammer 40k with the Orks, and in particular about the Orks we have the Dwarf Orks. And if you want to see how they changed during the time, I want to remember you that this is the model of Ghost of Orks of the 2nd edition against one of the 6th edition. So you can see how much they changed during the time. But still they have the fashion. This model, even if, okay, you know that I like to create the diorama specific one, eventually in the description you can find my playlist about the road to diorama on how to personalize and create your own dioramas. So it can be simple. Okay, this is monetized, so not worry, it's simply making some difficulties now, but it's as I said, a way to have the monetization and personalize everything. So you can have quite a lot of interesting things. So you understand that now that the Orks are really quite amazing ones and changed a lot during the times. And here we can find a lot of background about the Orks with the special characters, named characters about them, with histories about them. So a lot of things that can be quite interesting. Here we can find the rules to play new units for the Orks, but only for narrative playing. So remember that they are not official or beta, you can't use in matched, but about narrative they are quite amazing. Here we can find about painting, so we have different styles for painting the Orks and can be quite interesting because you can a lot personalize them. And here how to modify the Orks, and this it's the race that it's must modify in all the models. So I suggest you to take note, because you can have quite a lot of fun, either for the vehicles or for the models, the size of the Orks. Have fun. As you can see, we have a lot of variation of the Orks themselves, so we can modify the bases to create something really specific, so it can be quite interesting. And here instead we have about an article about Elliot Hunter that show you where you can find inspiration for your battles, for your models, for your modification, for your histories, so you can gain them and think about something new to play with. Here a fiction about Warhammer 40k, not bad at all. Here new rules about Arlequins. These are not going to make obsolete the codex of the Arlequins. They go to add rules to them. So for the ones that are going to play the Arlequins, I think that this is a must as White Dwarf, because there are a lot of new rules to take note about. And here instead we have the, I can say, environment of an underworld. So we can how to play them, how to personalize, how to recreate such an underworld. Here it's the reign of Necromunda, because Necromunda is played in a high world. But understanding how you can personalize, how you can treat the units, the army that go to play there, I think that it's a good way to understand how to make a theme for the army. So I suggest you to read and take note. Here, for example, we can have also the painting of the buildings for an underworld. Here, how to realize eventually an underworld itself. And this is quite a lot of work, but if you think it's really quite an amazing to play on such models, because they are really quite amazing ones. So I suggest really to take consideration about creating, I don't say a complete battlefield related about it, but maybe step by step realize them, because as you can see there are quite simple things that then you can recreate. Then we have the continuation about how to personalize your own chapter, and in this case where to gain some, I can say, inspiration about, so it can be quite interesting. Here we have also, for example, a nice image about the blood angels, really beautiful. And here so we can understand that we can really personalize a lot also the background of our own armies. Here we have new rules about Kill Team with the Sisters of Silence, and has some models of such ones. And in the future, if you want, I'll bring you more videos about how to monetize, to modify them, because it's one of the options that I think about. And here instead we can start with Age of Sigmar. In particular, here we have the Lumineth against Slaanesh, and it's really quite interesting because the Lumineths are the high elves and the Slaanesh models are the ones that technically eat the souls of the elves themselves. So it's really quite a nice artwork. Here we can see an article about Javi Johnson on how to personalize and how to create the rules for your own Shanic elements. So I suggest you to make a site about this. And about Shanic elements, here we can see the, I can say, first Shanic elements of the Game Workshop. And you can see that are quite simple. They are small piece of plastic and some cards, so some paper that you can use to create. And has some of these ones coming from the set of the second edition of Warhammer 40k. But okay, you realize something that are some of the most beautiful, really Shanic elements that you can find. And when I have them, I bring you the unboxing and other personalization about such Shanic elements. At the same time, anyway, don't believe that only Games Workshop realize such amazing works. I suggest, for example, some works from Infinity, or for example some works realized with MDF, that it's an amazing material. And personalize a battlefield, it's a way to have more fun and enjoy better your gaming. So I suggest you to have this, because build an environment for your own army, because it can be quite amazing. And here we have about Warhammer, that it's a campaign related about Age of Sigmar, where you can find new rules and new background about Shaiish. And I want to remember you that this is related a lot also about the environment for the envies. And about this, I want also to remember you that there is my road to diorama, where you can create something like this. These are envies of an armor that you can personalize, so that you can have inspiration. So use such articles to create something that suited you and that you can use for having a personalized army and having better, I can see, models better suited for a campaign. So it can be quite interesting. And here the rules to play it with new battle plans to play, so that you can continue and modify what you played and so on. It's perfect for such summer, because we just exited a quarantine, and there is the summer where it's not so likely to play a lot, because there are also the holidays. But in the case, you have the option to play with some friends something quite interesting. Here we have the Tale of World Warlords with the bands about Warcry, so it can be quite interesting. And here so we can gain quite a lot of interesting things about modification and so on, or simply how to create a small army, small warband to play with and then expand, as we've seen in an article before. And here instead a battle report that is related about the Lumineth against the Slave of Darkness, so Chaos against Order. And so we can play, and so we can read these to understand better how to play the Slave of Darkness and how to play the Illuminate, that are a completely new army. So it can be really quite interesting to understand how they can be played, how they work and so on. So I suggest you to understand. I'll not buy any model about the Lumineth, even if there are quite interesting ones, but if I buy, I'll convert them in vampires or so on, not to play a new army created about that. Simply I don't like to play them. It's my choose, my taste. So they are really good anyway, because the background it's not bad, and the miniatures themselves, except someone that I changed the hats, it's not bad at all. And about Warcry, you can find new rules related again about the Illuminate. Here we have the profiles, so it's quite interesting also this one. Then we have about Underworld with Beastgrave, with analysis of how to play, of tactics and so on. Sincerely, don't play the Underworld, so I use this one to see the images, because I want to understand, for example, some images, if I can convert or some models in such poses, or maybe gain some of these cards to use as token when I pay. So it's a way, it's up to you to decide how you can use such games. I think that they are really quite interesting. So anyway, I repeat, I don't play such games, but it's up to you. And here we can find the Blood Bowl, new rules about Blood Bowl and a bit of background. I want to remember you that both parts about the Underworld and Blood Bowl, see some videos about these, about some unboxing of squads, so you can find in the description the unboxing about them. Here we have Middle Earth and a tactical to play with it. I don't play Middle Earth, so I not make some note about this, other than the models are really quite amazing, and simply I just suggest you to read to decide if it's worth. And then we have the continuation about the fiction about Faith and Fire. Here we have the fifth of 9 parts, so we have other months to have this one on. And sincerely I suggest you to read, moreover if you never read something about the Black Rabbit, because you can value if it's worth. Okay, author and author change quite a lot their styles, okay, but you can understand the level of the writing of Black Rabbit, so at least you can think about using this to understand if you want to buy new books from the Black Rabbit. In this case I have a lot of books on the Black Rabbit, and I think that I'll not stop, so think about this, because it's really quite interesting and they're quite nice. Here we have about the insights of the studio with the things that we see in the future, and here we find a better image with bigger size of the alternative cover of the White Dwarf, this one, that in this case for this month, as I said, it's the same but without any writing. And then we have here the part that announce what we'll find in the next White Dwarf, that is related about the squigs and the one and the goblin that write the squigs. So it's really going to be interesting, I think, the next White Dwarf. So what to say about this White Dwarf? I think that it's really quite interesting. For the ones that are going to play with the Arlequins, it's a must to have, because there are new rules related about their army. But this it's with a lot of rules, but I think that it's mainly related about narrative and background. There are a lot of information. It's the first thing that I don't see something related about the Blackstone Fortress since some months, but I think that anyway it's a good White Dwarf. So I suggest you to buy, because I think that there are a lot of things. Moreover, if you are going to plan to have some modification, some personalization, I think that there are a lot of things that can really give you a lot of inspiration. So, from Dino Mode, it's everything. I invite you to put a like on this video, to subscribe to the channel, to ring the bell, and to comment this video if you are interested in something about this video, or you want to suggest me some arguments for other videos. I hope to see you again. Till the next time.